Okay.
Well, my microphone is 3 feet away.
You need to scoot your microphone closer to you.
I think so.
Yeah.
Do we have takeoff?
We'll talk again.
Okay. This is me talking. Maggie?
These look good.
Oh, does this look good?
The thing is, though, you sounded clear, and I sounded kind of, like, distant.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if we should both move them closer.
And then maybe I just turn your volume down on the individual one, and then
edit from there.
Okay, so let's just hear how this sounds. Playing
Now
it
that they're
back
a little closer.
Then we're close. We'll hit pause.
Yeah.
We'll playback.
Pause. Clap.
I'd be honored to clap. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're sisters. In law. We're watching Suits one episode at a time.
It's a show so nice, I've watched it twice.
And a show so great, I'm watching it late.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Maggie's never seen it and Amanda's obsessed. They don't wear fancy suits, they are casually dressed. They are sisters-in-law and they got a show about a law firm drama that aired a few years ago. Only Suits fans, 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 only Suits fans.
This is Season 5, Episode 7, Hitting Home, and Season 5, Episode 8, Mea Culpa.
At the Copacabana, the hottest spot north of Havana. It's my fault, that's what it means.
It's the best episode we've ever seen. It's
incredible. It's not, but these were good episodes.
So I fell asleep last night watching episode 8. I had like 15 minutes left, and I was like, you know what? If you're dozing, I nosing, it's time to go to bed.
If you're dozing, I nosing,
it's time to go to bed. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know what? Put this down, you clown. And I went up and got to town in my bed. And so then I forgot. And when you were like, be over.
I'll be over soon.
I was like, oops, I better open that up and watch the last few minutes. Well, here's the other thing. My TV right now, when I pause it, starts an episode over.
No.
Yeah, so you got to remember, or you just can't pause, which is super hard. I've had a hard time taking notes the past few weeks.
That's
so it's
awful.
been helpful that your notes have been up and I could just read along as a refresher.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting that in. I appreciate you helping pull the note weight.
Yeah, and I feel like because it's my first time watching, I would never have been able to fall asleep during episode 8. Never.
Yeah.
I was riveted.
Yeah, I had 16 minutes left.
Yeah, I'll fill you in.
No, I saw it all. I crammed it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you listened to your body because you're right. If you're snoozing, it's time for losing. No more sleep over a show.
You forgot that I said dozing. You were trying to do a Reith. I was trying to
call it back.
The wrong joke.
But I was like, oh no, she did not say snoozing.
It's like when Lewis went over to Donna's apartment, is like, I know that Harvey's sleeping with Esther, and he said, I know he's screwing her.
But I was like, oh,
yeah, you just made the jump. Sometimes, Maggie, you got to make the jump.
Sometimes you do, and I would love to jump right in.
Would you like to jump right in? It's your brief.
It's my brief week.
Hit us.
All right, here it goes. Hardman's back, and he's blackmailing Jack Zoloff into doing bad things at Pierce Inspector Lit, which is too bad, because Jack seems to have turned a corner and is trying to do the right thing. Harvey also tries to do the right thing and be less like his cheating whore of a mother by apologizing to Lewis after punching him in the face. But Lewis, that two-faced little snake that he is, does not turn the other cheek. Instead, he goes all out trying to get Harvey humiliated and punished for having sex with his sister. And Mike appears to have really turned his life around. But when Claire, the original girlfriend of a fake lawyer, appears as his counter on a case, she reads him the biz and tells him to let Rachel go because he is going to ruin her life. The end.
Dang.
I didn't know how to sign off there.
I think that's good. The end of my brief.
The end of my brief.
I mean, that's where the seam is on briefs. That's the end.
It's on my end.
Yeah. My butt end.
My booty end.
My top end. Well, Maggie, let's do it.
Let's jump into episode 7.
some BC stuff here.
Yes.
We'll just hop right in, meaning you.
Okay. So we open and we see a child, Harvey. He's homesick.
Yeah.
And he sees 2 beer bottles on the table, walks upstairs to find his mom with who she calls her cousin Scott.
Yeah.
And then she gaslights him into being like, you remember my cousin Scott? Don't tell Daddy about cousin Scott. And keep this a secret, as she ushers him off to bed.
Yeah.
And she's like, you poor thing, you poor thing.
And that's what stuck with Harvey. He's recalling this story to Paula, the therapist. He's like, that's what stuck, is that she said, you poor thing. And like tried to put it back on, you know, like, oh, you're sick. Let's like not even pay attention to the fact I'm sleeping around.
Yeah, she didn't care 2 licks about him.
But Paula's very proud because he made some like strides forward, which is an interesting turn of events because Paula was all about, it's your mother, you know, like a couple of episodes ago when like she needed to put that to rest.
She goes real hard, real fast on things. It's like as soon as he makes an inch of progress, she's like, great, now let me push you to go a mile, which maybe works for Harvey in some ways because he does seem to operate better when he's angry.
Do you think she needs some therapy?
I think all therapists go to therapy, don't they?
If you could ask Paula Agard one question right now as her therapist, what would it be?
As her therapist?
Uh-huh.
Tell me about your mother.
Yeah.
Tell me about your mother, Paula.
Yeah.
Because I think we all have the mother wound.
Yeah.
As all my mom friends and I joke about how we're like wounding our children.
Yeah.
Because everyone has something that their mother did that messed them up forever.
Yeah.
Except me.
Except you and me.
Yeah, except for us.
No mother wounds.
No mother wounds. Perfectly healed up.
Yeah. My mom's not listening, I don't think.
Neither is my mom.
Okay, so
but just in case
just in case they happen to just pick back up at episode 7 and 8 of season 5. You never know.
Okay. Jack Zoloff comes in to talk to Mike next, and he's in Mike's office. He wants to talk about how the teacher pension fund lost 80% of their investments.
Wow.
Someone has scammed the teachers of New York, and he is trying to make things right. Mike does not believe Jack. He doesn't believe that he's coming with a peace offering.
Mm-hmm. But he is.
He is.
Yeah. Gretchen thinks that she knows it's Harvey's birthday because Wednesday is permanently blocked on his calendar. So then we see Harvey and Donna in the copy room, and Harvey asked Donna to go to dinner with him on Wednesday because she permanently blocked off that Wednesday because that is the anniversary of the day that Donna came to his desk.
And they always celebrate.
And so she agrees to go.
And it seems like maybe she won't, but she ultimately does.
She does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We see then Daniel Hardman.
Big moment for you.
Big moment, because this is the second I said we're going to see Harvey's mom in a flashback, and we're going to see Daniel Hardman, and I was riding very high as soon as I saw
Yeah,
Daniel
now these
Hardman.
are BC predictions, so these are before credit predictions that you crushed again 2 weeks in a row. Now, let's remind everybody that last week you got a BC prediction in the nude. So
I did.
You
No
did
one
not
was
get
naked.
a naked BC prediction, but honestly...
But I did get a post-naked, because Harvey's mom was buttoning up after she was naked with her cousin Scott.
That's fair. So it's partly, I mean, to
Partially
be honest,
nude.
you should get an award for that.
The nudies.
The nudies?
The BC nudies.
I like it.
So Hardman sees Jessica on the street, and she's there to confront him about Jack Zoloff because she knows that Hardman is trying to worm his way back into her firm through Jack. And he's like, no. I don't need to ruin your firm, Jessica. You're ruining your firm. He walks right into his new office, which is back in the city. He's no longer in New Jersey. He is back in New York, practicing law down the street.
Yeah.
What a weasel.
Yeah.
The greenback boogie.
And we hear our favorite song, as you just heard from Maggie. And first up, Jessica tells Jack, Jessica storms into Jack's office and says he needs to pack it up. Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win. You're out of here. You're not my friend.
Oh my God, you were killing these rhymes today.
Thank you. I'll be here all night. Truly, because I live here. He says he is trying to make it right, and she needs to give him a chance, like she said that she would. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I believe him, but she says, okay, that's fine.
I'll give you a chance.
Then Harvey confronts Lewis about Fletcher and McKernan. So he's like, listen, what's the deal with this Fletcher thing? How could we lose Fletcher? They couldn't have even signed unless we lost McKernan. You son of a bitch. You lost my favorite client after I gave him to you and Mike. Lewis is actually super chill about this. And he's like, you have to trust me because I'm a damn good lawyer. And Harvey is super pissed, but ultimately backs down and walks away. I think because Lewis is standing in his confidence here.
Yeah.
He's standing his ground. He's like, I'm resting on my laurels, but in a good way.
Good for Lewis.
I like not petty Lewis.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good change. Then Esther calls Harvey with an urgent matter and says not to tell Lewis.
Immediately.
Yes, right.
It's like he's leaving Lewis and then his sister calls.
Yeah.
Then Jessica tells Mike that she's never had a breakfast bar in her whole life, which I thought was wild.
Yeah. How do you get by? I guess because she doesn't have a secretary. You would think she would only eat breakfast bars.
Right, but she, I guess, like makes eggs every
Probably
morning.
poaches them or something.
What an insane character reveal.
I know.
Never have a breakfast bar? Does that include like granola bars?
I had a friend who had never been to a Walmart like into her 20s.
What?
Why haven't you go to Walmart?
It's
So good.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, that's all I could remember from this scene. Except for that she also tells Mike that he has to work with Jack Zoloff. And she's like, listen, if I fired every ambitious attorney who ever took me on, I would only be left with Harold Gunderson.
And he was like, you know who Harold Gunderson is? And she says, I know who everybody is.
Everyone knows who Harold Gunderson is.
I know,
though.
right?
What a good name.
He is a good name.
I hope he comes back.
So back to Esther. A man is claiming that Esther's nut-free muffins put him in anaphylactic shock, but Harvey is going to let Lewis handle the case instead because he doesn't want to help her. Like, he doesn't want to get in the way of them. And also he's like builds up Lewis. He's like, he's a really good lawyer. And then Harvey says to Esther, did you make this up to like get me to, because you want to be with me again, like to get in my pants? And she's like, the fuck? No, you help me with my divorce. I want you to help me with this deal. And he's just like super rude to her and so rude. And so she storms off and she was like, what? And so he did it so that she would go to Lewis.
Yeah. And then
reverse psychology.
It was so wild.
Yeah.
I think that he should be in therapy just for the way he handled that reverse psychology.
Yeah.
That was messed up. Because then we see the next scene back at Pierce Inspector Lit, and Esther comes in, and she's actually there to see Lewis. And she's like, you were a dick to me just so that I would go see Lewis. And he's like, haha, I guess it worked.
Yeah, she's like sweet in a dickish sort of way.
Yeah, that just is like negging to me.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Then we see Donna. She greets Esther, and she's like, hey, we should go to lunch sometime.
And Esther's like, I would love that.
Yeah, they're like two peas in a pod.
Yep.
Esther wants to settle this case quickly, and she wants to settle it quietly because this is a business decision. But she has gone to her brother Lewis, who is like, no, this is a law decision. We need to fight them. This is a frivolous lawsuit. So they completely disagree. But he is so grateful that she came to him that he is going to go her route, is what he tells her.
Yeah, because he's like, thank you so much for not going to Harvey. And she's like, ew,
yikes,
deadpan face. So Harvey is sitting in Jessica's office. He's quite comfortable, and he's asking about Jack Zoloff, and they talk a little bit about Hardman. And Jessica says she wants to keep Jack around to see how close Hardman and Jack really are. So it's kind of like a test. So she wants to keep him around.
Yeah, you don't want to send him out into the wild.
Not yet.
And then we see Mike. He's just like throwing his big dick around. He's like, oh, he's with Jack and he's working with him. But he's like, oh, yeah, well, I just took on a case like this and I settled it really good. Talked to Robert Zane. Look at me. Yeah. I have so much swagger. He's such a jerk, too.
Right. And then Rachel wants to work with Lewis on Esther's settlement. So she goes in and is really trying to butter him up, which is kind of hilarious. But she really wants to work on it.
Because she really admires Esther.
Yeah, she does.
Jack and Mike present their case to the judge, so they have worked together. She agrees to move the trial forward, but she is not going to work on getting these emails. So Jack and Mike are talking about how they need to get all this email that proves they were intentionally scamming teachers. When they're in this first meeting, Jack says they should just take criminal charges off the table, and Mike's like, no, then we have no power.
Right.
Well, when they're in this meeting with the judge, they're like, no, it'll take us 3 weeks. Then my wife's having a baby, so it's going to be a long time.
Yeah.
And Jack's like, well, let's take criminal charges off the table. And they're like, great, we'll get you the emails tomorrow. So it's felt really
shady.
Really shady.
Kind of like when Robert Zane went over his head.
Yes.
So Mike's probably feeling a little bit defeated. Then
They're walking out, and Mike's like, what kind of kickback are you getting, Jack? because you just shook that guy's hand like you were his goddamn cousin.
Dude.
Which is the second time a cousin's been mentioned in this episode.
Okay. Do you think it's alluding to something?
I don't know. I'm just picking up the pieces. The little breadcrumbs.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who's your favorite cousin?
Oh my gosh. Whichever one is listening to this podcast right now. Could be none of them.
Okay.
I could have no favorite
If you're going to guess one cousin that's listening to this podcast, who is it?
Okay. I'm going to guess. If I was to guess one cousin listening to this podcast, I'm going to say it's a Reith cousin.
Okay.
I think. I'll go with Amelia, because I feel like
Amelia would
Amelia
listen?
and Dave would be like a podcast listening couple.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
That's what I would say.
That's who I would pick.
But correct me if I'm wrong, cousins. Show up. Where's my
Show
Mason?
up,
Where's my
show
Mason
out.
cousins at?
Yeah.
Come on, tag me. Shoot me an email. Let me know you're listening to the pod.
There you
Cousins
go.
of the pod.
Cousins of the Pod. We have a special group for you guys. You don't even have to pay to be a member of that Patreon group.
Yeah. Who's your favorite cousin?
Well, I have two.
Yeah.
Allie and Colt.
Uh-huh.
I don't think either one of them are listening either, but prove me wrong, Cousins of the Pod. Email me, send me a text.
Listen, first cousin to the first cousin.
The first cousin to email us, to send us a
DM,
message.
an email, a text, whatever. Get in contact with us, and I will make a shirt that says #1 cousin of the pod.
Yes, and we'll send you another treat too. We don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Perfect. I think we just got all of our cousins.
All of our cousins.
To engage.
Now I have a ton of second and third cousins.
Right.
Big time.
Yeah.
Like
Big
maybe
time.
like Christy might be listening. She's my third cousin.
If Chris, then she can DM and we'll
Will that
say
count?
#1 third cousin of the pod.
Okay.
Okay, Christy?
Christy, are you listening? I don't know.
Okay. Then we see Rachel, and it runs up to Lewis, and she's like, "We cannot settle this case because we are going up against this lawyer who is a frivolous lawsuit bitch."
Yes.
And she is always, anytime someone presents them with a settlement, she goes public with the settlement. So we cannot settle. We cannot
That's awful.
settle.
Awful.
She's a bad lady.
Yeah. Then we see Harvey and Donna. They're out to dinner. And she says she's been seeing a guy named Mitchell for 6 weeks. And Harvey says he's happy for her. And she says that he needs to, she's like, look, I'm saying this because I'm your friend. I don't want you to know I'm not jealous, but you need to tell Lewis about Esther and that he's sleeping with Esther. And he's like, I'm not sleeping with Esther. You're wrong. It was one time and that's it. And she's like, you need to know. It took me 2 seconds to figure that out. And you need to tell him. And he's like, no, I'm going to ignore you. Like, I don't, thanks, but no thanks.
As a friend, politely, no.
Yeah.
Then we see Mike confronting Jack about cutting the side deal. But actually, Jack is going to go after them for destroying evidence.
Yeah.
So he's like, maybe trust me a little bit, Mike. Okay, maybe trust that I also had a plan. So Mike does apologize. And then Jack's like, let's list all the things that you know Lewis Litt has done that are shady, possibly illegal. And he goes, you've never known me to do anything illegal. What you just accused me of would be illegal. So please, give me the benefit of the doubt here and trust me a little bit.
Which Mike's like, okay. Like, Jack does a good...
It's a good sell.
Yeah.
It's a good argument.
It's a good sell. Esther is pissed because Lewis filed a countersuit, which is exactly what she said not to do. And they have a big sibling fight. And she confesses that she wanted to go to Harvey in the first place.
Hit somewhere it hurts.
Yes. And she's like, the reason I'm here is because Harvey said that you're a damn good lawyer. And he's like, I am a damn good lawyer. You made a note here that said, Lewis just needs to repeat, I am a damn good lawyer all the time to calm down.
Yeah, it seems to really work for him and center him.
It is. It's a centering phrase. So my depo to you is, what phrase would you need to repeat to yourself for reassurance or to calm down or maybe to hype up?
Yeah. I think I'd be like, Only Suits Fans is the #1 podcast about Suits.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'd say.
I'd say the same thing.
It's just like something that's a factual statement.
Yeah.
But also a pump up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's great. That both things can be true.
Both things can be true.
Yeah. One other quick depo for you. They have a sibling fight.
Yeah.
And we do talk a little bit about Kyle, my brother, your husband.
Yes.
On this podcast. We have not talked a lot about William, your brother, my not brother, on this podcast. So I'd be curious to hear, what is the craziest sibling fight you and William ever got into?
Oh, yeah. We would get into some good ones
Yeah.
about, like, the TV or, you know, like, using technology, the computer.
Did you ever hurt each other?
Yes. Also, I wish that we had the camera working, because the way you just looked at me and, like, sighed with your face as if you were my therapist was priceless. Yeah, one time, I think I was probably in, like, middle school, so he was maybe a freshman in high school. We got into a really big fight, and then he put a spoonful of spaghetti sauce on my hair, and it was in the kitchen, like, on the tile floor, so it wasn't a big deal, and I was just like, Mom! Mom! And she was laughing so hard. She was probably peeing herself.
Yeah.
She was laughing so hard about this fight, and she would do that all the time. We would get into these fights. One time I was like, "You're a bad kid." That's what I yelled because I knew everyone could hear me, so I didn't want to cuss. Mm-hmm. And she would just laugh and laugh. Like, look at my children. They love each other so much. Look at how they're expressing themselves. But yeah, that was pretty much it. We'd kick each other and, you know, kick each other off the couch. Mm-hmm. You and my husband, your brother, would get into some...
We did hurt each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Physical brawls.
We did get into some physical brawls. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We haven't had one recently.
Yeah, but Thanksgiving's coming up.
That's fair. No, we spent an afternoon together. We didn't fight.
That's incredible.
Yeah. He even shared his cookies with me.
Whoa.
He got these, like, vanilla cookies. He just kind of went in. You know, Kyle can take a convenience store by storm in a second. He is real good at just, like, quickly picking up a lot of different things.
He knows where everything is.
He does. And we went to a CVS that was not in our neighborhood. It was in Trophy Club. It did not stop him. Can't stop, won't stop. He walked in. That guy had us 2 beef jerky and cheddar combos. He had some pistachios, some of these, like, grandma cookies, something else.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah.
He always provides.
Yeah. He had so much. We did it so quickly too. Like, he walked. We're going in there to get an arm brace for me. Like,
he knew where it was. I bet he just walked right to it.
He walked straight to it. This right here. Anyways, he just
He's
knew
your
where,
hype man.
He knew where everything was.
That's why it's good to be married to him, because I walk into a CVS, one that I go to probably once a week, and I'm like, I don't know. Where is everything?
He knew.
Did you move the store around?
No.
No, ma'am. It's the same.
Not Kyle. Kyle's got it.
He's
in
got
it to win it. Yeah. So we don't fight anymore.
Speaking of brother-sister relationships, Lewis does not understand why Donna did not answer his 18 texts. And she's like, because I was having dinner with Harvey, which of course gives him pause. Of course.
Yeah.
But she's like, don't worry. I'm not going to go back to him. And then she's like, did he ever mention Esther? Right?
And she's like, we talked about a lot of things, but it wasn't Esther.
Mm-hmm. And he goes, good. Because, yeah, Harvey would never make a promise to me like that and then break it.
Right.
And Donna's like, ugh.
Yeah, she looks caught.
She is caught.
She's got.
She's caught and got.
Mm-hmm. Caught and got. Mike slams down a blue folder on Jack's coffee table full of the emails the bad guys left out. We've got like 200 emails. And
they're going to get them.
They're going to get them.
Leaving out evidence.
Yeah. So Jack and Mike confront the hedge fund with the conspiracy to hide evidence. Either the CEO goes down or this guy goes down, because they have all of this evidence and they're going to get every single person in there to turn against him.
But they're like, wait, is this evidence obtained legally? Which Mike had told Jack, like, yep, totally legal. Mm-hmm. And then Mike tells them, nope, illegally obtained.
But how are they going to know?
But someone's going to turn, because they're going to go to every single person until someone turns on them.
Yeah.
But Jack's pissed about that.
Yeah.
Then we see Lewis, Esther, and Rachel confronting that lying liar lawyer about making up false claim about Esther's company. And they're like, we'll offer you $100,000 to this guy who's suing.
Yeah.
And they're like, because we know that your lawyer found you on the street and then tried to get you to say that it was because of this muffin. And we know that she's done that with a bunch of clients.
Yeah,
and
like they dropped the list of everybody she's done it with. And
you're going to go to jail, actually. So he's like, okay, I'll take the money.
Yeah.
So Esther is so grateful for Lewis. She does not think he is a buffoon. She thinks he's a really good lawyer. And then she's like, can Donna join us for dinner tomorrow?
Yeah, that's so cute, the 3 of them.
Let's do it.
Jack asks Mike why he doesn't trust him, and Mike says that he made up the emails, and he used to be in a hedge fund and he knows how people talk, so he was able to craft fake emails And the reason he did it is because he needed Jack to genuinely be upset with him. And if he wasn't, then it wouldn't have been a believable story. So Jack says that he trusts him, that he's the real deal. And he admits that he's jealous of Harvey. And Mike says that Harvey has his own problems and Jack's got to figure out a way to get along with Harvey.
Okay, can you list Harvey's problems?
Can I list Harvey's problems?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. First one, not dating me.
Amen. Huge one.
Huge problem. It's one of the biggest ones yet to be solved in the entire series, really. Number 2, problem of Harvey's. He can cause eye damage when you look at him because he's so good looking.
Yeah, it's
right?
true.
Yeah. Number 3, he hasn't gotten a car with our initials like customized on it yet. With his love of cars, he doesn't have like a Harvey and Amanda, like a Harvanda license plate. Harvanda, right?
It's a van.
Yeah, it is a van.
It's a get out of town van.
It's a get out of town van, you know what I'm saying? Those are his top 3, and then some would argue that he has 2 more. That he gets better looking and more charming with age. It's kind of almost like a Benjamin Button situation that we got going over there. And that he is the best lawyer in all of New York City.
Yeah.
So those are his problems, and you can see where that could get in the way.
Yeah. I asked Kyle this because I was like, gosh, Mike makes it seems like Harvey's got some major, huge crises.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are his problems? And Kyle was like, oh, he has panic attacks. And I was like, yeah, but so do a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and his mom cheated on his dad when he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. Those feel like really manageable problems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not like the not dating Amanda, which is...
Well, we can't get it. It hasn't been solved yet.
Right.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. That's
we
like,
still have 4.5 more seasons to go.
It's kind of hanging over it all,
It is hanging. It's like a dark, mysterious cloud.
So in order to get with Mike, Jack's got to figure out how to get it with Harvey.
Yeah.
If you want to be my lover,
you gotta go with my friend. Make it last forever. Friendships never end. Okay, we'll end there. Donna confronts Harvey about the Esther lie. And she says she is never going to lie to Lewis again.
Mm-hmm. She felt super uncomfortable.
Yeah, she's not going to lie for him, ever.
Yeah, so Harvey is not only avoiding talking about Esther to Lewis, but he's also avoiding talking about his own mom in therapy because he is distracted by this fight with Donna. And he's like, I can't tell Lewis because Lewis is a child. He will not behave well. And then Paul is like, wow, you're just like your mom because you've now put Donna in a position that you were in.
Yeah.
Where she is lying for you and covering for you. And Lewis is in the position that your dad is in because you're keeping a big secret from him. And you are having this affair. This essentially, you're treating all these people in your life that you say you love, and you are betraying all of them.
Yep.
You're putting them all in a position to feel betrayed by you.
Yeah, I mean, some would say that's a problem. But I don't know that I would put it on the list. Not in the top 5. Jessica is looking out the window of her office, and Mike says, as far as he can tell, that Jack is doing a good job. Jessica's like, yeah, I'm not surprised you think that because he just nominated you for junior partner. And of course, Mike is thrilled. And Jessica says he's got to turn it down and he needs to use his mind to find a reason to turn it down because the minute that he becomes junior partner, a press release goes out that Mike from Harvard is the new junior partner at Pearson Spector. And bada bing, bada boom, do we have some people that are going to go with Snoop? Snoop-a-doop, Snoop-a-doop, Snoop-a-doop.
Yeah, and Hardman and Jack, we see them on the street. They both have full beards, which I think is how we know that they're a bad guy in this situation.
Oh, okay.
Like the full beard, no good.
Interesting. That's like a facial wardrobe choice.
It is. It's the bad guy wardrobe. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. But they have the wolf on their face.
Yeah.
Jack is not going to take a portfolio of business to Pearson Spector Lit, even though that's what the arrangement was that he had with Hardman. Jack's like, no, I have Jessica's respect. I'm not going to do it. I'm doing this all above board. So that kind of, for me, was like, oh, wow, because I thought that he was nominating Mike for some nefarious reason, but he's doing it to genuinely be a good guy, and he thinks he deserves it. Hardman calls him a grinder with a chip on his shoulder, and he's like, maybe my chip's gone. Maybe I don't have a chip on my shoulder anymore.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's hard to tell, like, is Jack actually a good guy?
It is hard to tell. He's very Hardman-like.
Yeah. I don't know. Hardman was such a weasel. Maybe because I just knew him because he was Wags, you know, from Billions. So I knew him to be a weasel. I don't know. Esther is in Harvey's office before she's going out to dinner with Lewis and Donna. And she says that maybe they should go out. She's like, remember how you said you thought that I was like doing all this just to call you? But I was thinking maybe you could take me out later this week. And Harvey is very, very rude. One would call this a problem. Okay?
Yeah, this
but I would also say on the other side, he's a great actor because he didn't mean it. So it's not really a problem. Harvey shuts it down. He is such an asshole. She's like, what's going on here? And he was like, here's what's going on here, Esther. You asked me out and I'm not interested. That's all. Like, dude.
No finesse.
Yeah.
So she's super upset. She walks right to Lewis's office. Everyone's dressed to the nines. They're going out on the town. Yeah. And she's like, I'm not feeling good. Maybe we should cancel. And then Lewis is like, wait a second. Why would she come all the way downtown to tell me that, all dressed? She wasn't coming from the elevator. She was coming from Harvey's office. And then he looks at Donna, and he's like, you didn't tell me, basically. Shoves past Donna, goes straight to Harvey's office. And this is an insane scene. He is pissed. He goes to Harvey, you're nothing but a lying, cheating, serial womanizer. You're so messed up by whatever pathetic thing happened in your childhood. And then Harvey winds up in his boxer fist of glory and punches him square in the face. Then Lewis gets up to fight him, and Harvey pushes him into a glass table, Amanda.
I know. The big mistake here that one would say with Harvey is that he has a glass coffee table. Who has one of those?
Well, if you're going to be pushing people around, don't do that.
You shouldn't have one. He had
also
a bad
fingerprints.
Yeah, like he had a real bad decorator. Yeah. That's his problem.
Yeah, you need like an ottoman.
Yeah.
Something softer.
That would have just been a fun game of bing bag with Lewis.
Yeah,
you know?
And it's like wing, bing, bang.
Or like a papasan, you know? Like
a papasan. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine if Harvey had a papasan in that office? Please make that artwork.
Incredible. AI, please.
Please, yes.
What a way to end this episode.
Yeah, I didn't fall asleep in this one.
No, this was a good one. Kyle and I were like we were watching this together, and he said, well, what do you think is going to happen? And I was like, well, I hope Harvey goes on administrative leave, is what I said.
No, you didn't.
I did. I said, you can't assault someone in the office that is your partner and not go on leave.
So, episode 8.
Here it goes. BC.
Lewis nursing his wounds in the bathroom. And he tells Donna to call Jerry Myers. And he's going to sue the shit out of Harvey. So Jerry Myers is obviously an attorney. Donna tries to talk him out of it. He's like, you've always said we're a family and families keep things like this in the family.
Which I was like, oh, I don't know. It sounds like a big family secret that people might need to process with someone
else. I also have a huge problem with companies that say we're family.
Yeah, no, because we're not.
No, we're not. We're a team.
Team is a much better word.
Family is dysfunctional, and sometimes people don't have good family lives and backgrounds and history, and that is a triggering word for them. And you also
it's messed up if your family is like evaluating you on their output.
Yeah, the only time it's appropriate is if you are family working together.
And that's the case when we work together. When we were family.
We were family,
and when we work together right now, we are family.
We also are family. We can't get away from each other. It's a good job working with you, Maggie. It's a
team.
Good work if you could get it.
Great work if you can get it. Yeah. I've managed to get it twice. Lucky me.
Lucky me.
Rachel. So then Rachel congratulates Mike on making partner. She's so excited. And Mike's like, yeah, because if we're going to turn it down.
Got to use my hands in my pocket, kick the dirt up the road.
Yeah, because now I got to use my big brain to think of a reason why I don't want to be partner.
Jessica comes to visit Harvey and tries to play it cool. And she said that kind of behavior cannot exist in my firm. And she makes him take 2 weeks and he has to apologize. And he really is being like pretty flippant about this, which is not appropriate.
No, it's not. It's a huge deal. And the reason she's making him take 2 weeks is because she needs Lewis to calm down. Because if Harvey comes back to the office, Lewis can call for him to be on leave, essentially like unpaid leave. So she's like, take your 2 weeks that you already put in for.
Yep.
Then we see Jack, and he gets a visit from Jessica to ask why he nominated Mike. She's just like, why did you nominate Mike for junior partner without asking me? And he's like, because he deserves it. But I understand if you want me to retract it and let Harvey nominate him, unless you think there's a reason he shouldn't be junior partner, which to me felt suspicious.
Yeah.
And the other thing he says is, why are we not talking about Harvey and Lewis? Everybody knows.
He knows.
Everybody. Goss like that's got to travel.
That is
like
the biggest
wildfire.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about lawyers. They don't talk about their clients, but I feel like they're good gosses.
Oh, yeah.
Like, run their mouth about whatever's going on in that office.
Yeah, run it. Run it. Speaking of, we run right into that theme song, and then we get to after the credits.
We see Mike staring out his window, which is not as impressive as Jessica's window.
Never will be.
He's trying to think of a good reason to turn it down. He's like, there's no good reason. And Rachel comes in and asks, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But then Jessica comes in and says, hey, I'm going to give you your first case as junior partner.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the Jack conversation got to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, I guess I have to make him junior partner.
Yeah. He's the youngest junior partner the firm has ever had.
Huge press release for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we see Harvey in therapy with Paula, and he is not sorry for assaulting Lewis.
Yeah.
And he tries to use his gun analogy. You know how he's always like, if someone points a gun at you, you turn it around on them. And she goes, actually, or you just like put the gun down.
Yeah.
And take your armor off because it looks like you and Lewis are the same person because you both have your guard up and you're fighting. And what if someone disarms that?
And he does not like that.
No, he does not like to be compared to his mother, does not like to be compared to Lewis.
Mm-hmm. Lewis is waiting for Jessica in her office. He says he's going to sue her favorite son unless he is not suspended for 3 months. And he doesn't just want him gone, he wants him humiliated. She's like, well, he's going on vacation. And he was like, you're lying. She's like, I'm doing this to keep us together instead of doing this to tear us apart.
Jessica will justify anything.
Yes, she will. What's that sign? What astrological sign is that? Capricorn?
I made her a Capricorn.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right.
Which is me. I get it.
I get it.
Then we see Mike and Rachel working together on his very first case, and they're so excited. They're ready to knock it out of the park. Then he looks up, and he sees Claire. Mm-hmm. The original girl that he lied to about being a lawyer when he was a delivery driver is the lawyer on the opposing counsel. And he just immediately starts panicking. And he's like, oh my God, I have to go. That woman knows that I'm not a lawyer. You have to handle this. Mm-hmm. And Rachel's like, what? And then he's gone. He's hiding in the break room.
Oh my God. Cowering. Just
crazy.
Yeah.
So turns out they had this whole game plan about the option had been expired, but turns out Claire's like, actually it didn't expire. So Rachel realizes they want to buy the company. And then Claire goes, oh, is the partner on this, by the way, Michael Ross? How old is he? And Rachel's like, I don't know, 45?
Yeah.
Probably 45. She goes, oh, then it's not him. I went out with a guy named Mike Ross, and if this was him, he really turned his life around.
Right.
Rachel is like, hey, Mike, that did not go well.
No, this is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And she is not pleased, as you noted.
Yeah, she's not pleased with how Mike handled it, because he's like, great, everything's good. We're good to go.
And remember, this is Mike's real-life wife.
Yes, it is his real-life wife.
Which we found out that she and I have the same birthday.
Happy birthday to both of you, by the way.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And Harvey Specter or Gabriel Mock is born on my dad's birthday. Like,
it's
there's
kind of
so
a
many,
family affair.
It is like, we're family here, you know? It's like we should keep it all the same family, you know what I'm saying? They went on the Today Show on my birthday.
On your birthday.
Yeah. They did great, by the way. Real proud of you guys.
Great job, Sidebar.
Good job for being the number 2 Suits podcast.
Number 2 Suits.
We'll see if I cut that or not. Lewis is on his dictaphone when Harvey comes to visit Lewis, and Harvey is wearing a Mr. Rogers cardigan. So I would say now, Maggie, this is another look we have now seen for Harvey. This is similar to Train outfit.
I was going to say.
When he was going upstate.
Mm-hmm.
But this is definitely a casual look. How are you feeling about this sweater?
You know
Harvey?
I love a cardi.
Right?
I love a cardigan.
Yeah.
And I love that he's coming in wearing this Mr. Rogers cardigan in order to express his emotions.
Uh-huh.
And apologize. And he sits very calmly across from Lewis.
It's a great shift of energy. Like the clothing, the energy, everything makes Lewis be like, oh, I'm going to sit up a little bit straighter and listen to what he has to say.
I'm disarmed.
Right? Harvey apologizes and says he has been seeing a psychiatrist because he has been having panic attacks. Lewis is very empathetic and says that, look, I accept your apology. You should come back tomorrow. Do not go on leave. Tomorrow's going to be the day that we vote in Mike Ross, and I don't want you to miss that.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, this feels like a trap.
Okay.
Because as much as Lewis has changed, I was like, I don't know. This feels too soon for him, like, punching in your face and you want to sue him.
Yeah, Trapsville, for sure.
Trapsville. Then we see Mike visiting Jessica to talk about the first case, and he confesses how his original law school lie, Claire, is on the other side of it.
Come back to bite him in the butt.
She's like, how the fuck?
Right?
Do you have, what, Mike Ross? And he goes, I'm just trying to be above board on this, and I want to let you know because I don't want to try and, like, solve problems.
Yeah.
She goes, okay, well, Jack Zoloff's been asking about the case, so...
Get it together.
Get it together.
Yeah. Harvey got Mike a Michael Ross custom engraved plaque, which is very nice. Mm-hmm. And Harvey he's like, I wouldn't miss this. He's like, I want to make sure that my vote is on the record to promote you, even though this is just a formality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the partner meeting, everyone unanimously votes for Mike Ross to be the youngest junior partner ever at Pearson Specter Lit. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as that vote's done, Lewis uses the meeting as an opportunity to talk about how Harvey is going to go on immediate unpaid suspension because he punched him in the face and threw him into a coffee table. But Jack steps up and he goes, actually, let me quote the bylaws to you. We need to review the evidence. We can do this vote on Friday.
Yeah.
So Jack buys Harvey a little more time.
And Lewis is pissed.
Lewis is pissed, but also this was such a shady move by Lewis.
Yeah.
And everyone is blindsided.
Yeah. Then we see Rachel, and she is pacing, all right? She ends up offering a settlement to Claire, who doesn't think it's a fair offer, and it's going to be a fight. So Claire threatens to go to the partner on record over Rachel's head, which means that Claire would be going to 45-year-old Mike Ross.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is not good. Rachel is panicked.
We see what's going to come down the bend here, yeah.
Lewis and Harvey have a confrontation in the bathroom. Lewis is like, I felt like I was being manipulated by you, and I just wanted you to know how it feels when someone says one thing to your face and turns around and does the exact opposite. And while he's saying this, Jessica, Daddy Pearson, interrupts and breaks up this fight. She's like, boys, go to your rooms.
Yeah. And Lewis is like, they're going to know you're defending Harvey. The partners are going to know where you stand. She goes, they already know where I stand, and it's not with you.
Yeah, loser.
Yeah.
Is basically what she says.
Yeah.
Loser.
Loser
Lit.
Mike confronts Rachel about slapping Claire's client with the lawsuit, and she calls him out because she's been having to do this on her own.
Yeah, she's like, well, I had to because she was going to go to you, and so I'm actually doing this to defend you.
Yeah.
They have a little quarrel
over
this, but he realizes that he's put her in a rough spot.
Yeah, and it ends up that the deal doesn't go through because of this.
Right, it kind of explodes the whole thing.
Yeah.
Mike Ross's first case is lost, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So then we see Lewis again with his dictaphone, and Donna asks for it to do transcriptions, and then she's like, hey, also, I want to know what you said that made Harvey hit you because I've been defending you, but I'm starting to wonder if I should be defending you or if you said something really slimy.
Yeah. Then we're back at Mike and Rachel's apartment, and he has some cake samples out there to apologize to Rachel to show that, like, he's never going to be too busy for her. She admits that she does have a problem with Claire because she's like, I'm seeing her and I see, like, why you would be attracted to her. And if, you know, she hadn't found out your secret or she would have been okay with it, like, then we wouldn't have met and all that. And Mike says, look, I knew from the moment that I saw you that you were the one that I wanted to tell everything to. And it just took me a little bit, but, like, you're different. Don't worry. You know?
Yeah. Basically, he knew that Rachel was the one because she didn't dump him when she found out that he was a fraud.
She kissed him.
And Claire did dump him.
Yeah.
When she found out that he was a fraud.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, well, Mike Ross, you're the problem.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, well. Then we see Harvey. He's connecting with Jack and thanking Jack for standing up for him in the meeting. And Jack's like, hey, listen, Harvey, these partners are going to want you suspended because you are an asshole and everyone thinks everything comes easy to you.
Yeah.
You need to figure out a way to humble yourself.
Yeah. He's like, go on take the leave. He's like, well, if you don't take the leave, do something, but you'll figure it out.
Yeah. He like a pat on the back, like you can do it, but just let you know what the pulse is, the pulse is in the room.
Yeah. Rachel goes to see Claire to apologize for ruining the deal, and she proposes a way for them to both win, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then Donna is in the file room, and Harvey sneaks around the corner and with like, hey, I kind of need your help. I need to humble myself, but I don't know how to humble myself. So could you think out a way for the partners to like me?
Yeah.
She's like, no.
You figure it out, doo-doo.
Tell me what Lewis said to you. And Harvey's like, no, I will not. I will never tell you.
Yeah. Mike tries to tell Lewis to vote against suspending Harvey with a Jon Snow comparison, which Lewis does not love that he has used this comparison.
No, he does not.
No.
And it doesn't work.
No.
The courier service has come and dropped a stack of cases on Jack Zoloff's desk, and I immediately know these are the packages from Hardman. And so he calls up Daniel Hardman, and he's like, I need to talk to him. You know who this is. And the secretary or receptionist tells him, there's 2 packages. Move forward on one of them, or he will move forward on the other. Blackmail.
Dude.
Blackmail.
Hardman is a hard man to work with, and he has got Jack Zoloff by his balls. All right, so Mike ends up winning his first case as junior partner. All right.
Yay, Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel. Because Gigadime is the client that she traded, but they are now going into the federal defense business as of like the day before, which means anybody involved in the case, it gets triggered to have a background check. So that means there's going to be a background check on Mike Ross, 45-year-old Mike Ross. And so he's like, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's like, you wouldn't have known. And she's like, what do we do? He goes, we're going to hide in plain sight. We're going to change my name off of all of these documents and hope nobody notices it.
Which is like such a dumb plan because Claire has already noticed Mike Ross's name on these documents.
Yes.
But anyways, then we see Donna and she's listening to Lewis's dictaphone for her transcribing, and she hears the whole backstory about how Harvey confessed to Lewis that he was having panic attacks, and Lewis did not accept that. And she's like, Lewis, this is not cool. It is within your rights to get him suspended, but if you use Harvey's weaknesses to humiliate him, I am done working for you.
Good for her.
Yes, having some, like, standing on it. Stand on your ground. Stand on your business.
Yep. Claire confronts Rachel about the background check.
And how Michael Ross's name is no longer on it.
Well, because Rachel's there, and I thought it was interesting. Like, she's in Claire's office. She's wearing all white to make her look kind of like angelic and innocent. It's interesting, right? Claire comes out. She's like, why has the attorney of record been changed? She's like, it's just a minor thing. Like, we had to change out some of the partners' names. Mike Ross has got another client that is in defense, and he doesn't want it to be considered a conflict of interest.
Which is a lie.
That is actually a BFL, a big fat lie. And so all of a sudden she's like, well, you know, you need to tell me what's going on. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. The Mike Ross you said is 45 years old. And all of a sudden Claire goes, you know. Rachel looks up and Claire goes, tell me what's going on. And like a very different, like Meghan Markle acting comes out. She goes, we're engaged. She just literally
does not lie.
She does not lie. She goes straight to
the truth.
Like a hard truth too. Like this was like a fat, beefy truth. Not like, yes, I know. It's like, we're engaged. So talk about trimming the fat. Yeah. And she got straight to it. She did not bury that lead. I really liked this scene.
It was good because it was like, Rachel is not at her core, I think, a liar person.
No. And I liked the way she played it too.
Mm-hmm. I thought this was some of her best acting.
Yes, we think this is definitely her best acting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good job, Meghan Markle.
It was a good job, Meghan Markle.
Maybe you'll get a guest spot on the #2 Suits podcast, but we'll try and fit you into the #1.
The #1 Suits Only Suits Fans podcast. Mm-hmm. Claire tells Rachel, you're a smart woman, but you're making a huge mistake.
Yeah.
But she's going to go forward. She signs it.
Yeah.
The deal goes through, but she's like, you're an idiot, basically.
Yeah, which means she's going to keep that, which also like puts her in a position to not turn people in.
Right.
Yeah. So then Rachel goes back and she is telling Mike, hey, we've won. She's like looking all cool, sitting on that credenza in her all white. You know, I of course I took care of it for you, baby.
Yeah, I did.
And then she's wearing her ring and he's like, why are you wearing your ring? She's like, I realized how much I loved you and I don't want to hide that anymore. And then like, she's like crying and he's hugging her and he knows what's up.
He knows something happened.
Yeah, he figures it out because then he goes to see Claire because Rachel did not tell him that Claire found out.
Right.
He goes to see Claire. Claire's leaving the office and Mike's like, hey, I just want to tell you thank you. And she's like, you're welcome. And then he was like, why are you letting it go? And he said, because Rachel begged me. Said she loves you, but you don't love her. It's like, what are you talking about? She's like, if you loved her, then you wouldn't marry her.
Because you're going to ruin her life.
Yeah.
With your big lie.
Yeah.
Something else that happened in this was that Lewis wanted to call off the vote. He had this change of heart after Donna confronted him.
Yes.
And Jessica says the only way that would happen is if you tell everyone that you lied, Lewis. Okay. Now, Amanda, would you mind going on a quick trip with me?
You want to go to Quick Trip?
No, not Quick Trip.
Oh, because Kyle loves a good convenience store, so I thought maybe
QT.
A QT?
No, we're going to go to Prediction Town.
Oh my God, I'll get the snacks.
Okay, good.
Choo choo.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
Choo choo.
Cookies.
Chugga 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 choo choo. Corn nuts. Chugga 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 chugga. Sour Patch Kids. Chugga 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 chugga. Coke Zero.
Chugga, chugga, arm brace.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's hear them.
I think that Mike is not going to marry Rachel. I think she's going to marry Prince Harry.
Okay. You think Prince Harry's going to be in the show?
No, I just think that I think that she's going to be written off.
Okay.
Just too many people know about Mike's secret. Look, too many people know.
Do you know that on Monday, also my birthday, and Troanne's birthday, Mike's Patrick J. Adams' wife, that was also the 10th anniversary of Too Many Cooks.
It was.
Yeah, and there's too many people. Too many cooks. Too many cooks.
Too many people.
Too many people.
No Mike's raw secret.
Yep.
Yeah, gosh. So this has just got to be coming to a head.
Mm-hmm.
Where like all these people are going to be like, you're a fraud. You're a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
Or like once you find one, the domino pieces around Mike are going to collapse. This breakup, I think, has to happen by the end of the season.
Okay. That's coming up.
I'm sorry they're not going to go to the plaza.
That's coming up.
It's coming up hard.
All right.
Okay, Jack is going to have to make a move. Is he going to go with Jessica, or is he going to do what Hardman wants? I think he's going to have to go with whatever Hardman wants, and he's going to try and play it both ways. He's going to try and be a good guy, but he's also going to be bringing in this book of clients that's going to mess up the firm. Jessica's going to sniff it out. She's going to go after him, kick him out, give him the boot. Ugh,
Okay.
it's going to be tough. Okay, I vote that Donna is going to save Harvey's butt by doing something behind the scenes that makes the partners love Harvey and not suspend him.
Okay.
So at first I was like, Harvey's got to take this suspension. He's got to go to therapy every day. But then I was like, no, I think Donna, after hearing that dictaphone, she's going to make it right. She's going to figure something out.
Okay.
I think Robert Zane will be back in the next episode. I just wanted to make a very specific person coming back because I've had such success that I felt like
You might as well roll the dice.
go with my gut.
Go with your gut.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing that I didn't say anything just now, because when you were saying some stuff, I realized that I know what happens next.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I recently watched like like the last half of this season or something, because it feels very familiar to me, and I'm like, oh, it didn't happen, so it's about to happen next.
Oh, wow.
You know what that means, Maggie?
Oh my gosh. No, don't say it.
We are halfway there. We aren't almost halfway there. We are truly, like, this is it. This is the middle.
We're coming up on like 1 year of podcasting about this too.
I know. We started in December.
I'm teary-eyed.
You're tearing up again. If we could have cameras, if the camera could cut, could we get a close-up?
Oh my gosh.
Camera number 2 from Maggie.
It just feels like crazy that this is halfway done.
Yeah.
I don't want it to end.
Well, Suits LA is probably going to come out right as this show is over. We're done with this podcast. I bet you Suits LA's premiere is like
really like season when we're
it's going to be almost like we have to do it
because of the timing.
Yeah, and we'll just watch it. I mean, we won't know. We'll both be making predictions, so that'll be interesting to see.
That'll be really fun,
like,
actually,
because we'll both make them, and it'll be like secret. Like, here are my little secret predictions. Here are your little secret predictions. And then we'll see,
that.
Right? Because like you've made so many great predictions, a couple of flops, but mainly really great ones. And who knows what I'm like at predicting?
I bet you're really good.
You know, whenever I'm watching television and movies with people, I will text myself
the predictions,
what I think is going to happen, so there's a timestamp on it, so I can prove that I knew it was happening.
I like that.
Yeah. Sorry, I just have to have the receipts.
It's good.
You know.
Thanks to everyone who DMs us about how much they love the podcast. It like really truly makes my day. And also you can do that on Apple Podcasts too. It's kind of the same, but it's for the whole world to see.
Yeah, put your DMs out in the they can just be M's.
I mean, I truly
message. Just literally put a message.
Truly,
she does. She screenshots. Just like, look at this. Did you see it? I'm like, no, I didn't see it yet.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. So thank you all so much for DMing. As a reminder, we are going to be going live for the season finale. So that's going to be the week of Thanksgiving. We also are going to be doing, hopefully that same week or soon after that, we'll be recording the bonus episode, which is the predictions, briefies, boxers, and bloopers. And Maggie, how are you feeling now? You said you were about to slam a blue folder down on our guest coming.
Yeah, I think we can reveal.
That is happening?
Yeah, it's happening.
It's
official.
for sure. It's confirmed.
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Okay, so we have a time. Like, I know we need to talk about this offline, but like, we have a time.
Yeah,
that they're gonna.
He's gonna be on the show.
Oh, you just gave it away. It's a he.
Ah, it's a he.
It's a he. Okay, so that's the first clue. It is a he.
You guys are gonna freak out.
I'm freaking out because you just said it's confirmed. Because this was your deal to confirm it.
Yeah, I know, and I did it.
There you go, girl. Look at you. She's like a salesperson. Look at that.
I know. I closed the deal.
Close the deal. All right, so make sure that you listen to that episode because it's going to be super fun. If you're listening now, then you probably, if you subscribe, then you've already gotten the Harvey Specter monthly newsletter because it came out on Friday, November 1st. Comes out on the 1st of every month. You can find that on our website. You can also look at all the archives. And yeah, it was a really fun little newsletter.
Super
right, Maggie?
fun. It's like one of my favorite newsletters.
Yeah, one of your favorites?
Newsletters.
One of your favorite newsletters? Yeah, it's really fun. So if you didn't get it, it's not in your inbox, then make sure that you go to Only Suits Fans and you can subscribe there. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can find everything at onlysuitsfans.com. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave a review.
If you need some inspiration for your review, it can be... I'm halfway done with Only Suits Fans podcast, and I wish it would never end.
Period.
5 stars.
That's it.
Submit.
That's it. Hit submit. Take those DMs, turn them into an M. Put them out for everybody.
Put it into an R for review.
Yeah. And
5-star R.
Yeah, 5-star. Okay, we made it very complicated.
I like to take a simple thing and then extrapolate.
Same girl.